Great catching up with my next guest, who is fresh off his first UFC victory, getting a decision win over Francisco Figueiredo at UFC Vegas 31. It's Malcom Gordon back here on the program. Malcolm, how's it going?
I'm good. Thanks for having me again, James. This is amazing.
Hey, it is amazing, man. Congrats on the win. I know it was a long road to get in the UFC. Now you finally get that first UFC win. We're just a couple days removed. How you feeling after everything you put in? You're coming off that UFC victory.
I feel pretty good. Obviously I thought I could have done a little bit better with my performance, but it is what it is. Yeah,
you got it done though, man. That's all that matters. You took out a guy. I know you were the betting underdog, I believe, going into the fight as well. So a lot sort of going in. And that's kind of where I wanted to start. Like, what was the mentality going in? Because I know for some, when you're coming off two, like, you don't even know if you're going to get a third fight after coming off two losses. How worried were you after that the fight previously?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep very well. But yeah, no, I knew I had to fight with some urgency on this one, and that's why it wasn't as the prettiest fight, right? Because there was no feeling out process, and then possibly taking some shots early from this guy. Like, we knew he was like super dangerous, so I had to get on his ass right away, and just push the pace on him. I knew I was tired, but he was 10 times more tired.
Yeah. I know we didn't have a chance to link up before the fight, but was there anything different for this camp leading into the matchup, or was it business as usual?
No, the only thing that was different was normally I watch the fights, like I watched and kind of study my opponents and whatnot. And this time I just left it completely up to my coaches and let them pick and choose, where the training camp was going to go and what I was supposed to be doing and lead me to the keys to victory,
What was the game plan heading in?
It was just that, keep him on his back foot, keep him pressured. I knew if I was allowing him to set the pace off early, then or even first of all, if he was able to establish his range and then get his hands off, I knew it was going to be a much more difficult night. It says on paper that he's 5'6", but I don't really believe that. You know what I mean? I think he might have been lying on some of that stuff. I definitely think I have the reach advantage on him. But keeping him on his back foot, keeping the pressure on him. We noticed that he was also fading in some of his previous fights. So the cardio question was there, and I think he had pretty decent cardio, to be honest, right? Yeah. But and he was extremely tough. Like I hit him with, some good hard shots. Whether it was on the mat or whether it was on the feet, and nothing really seemed to phase him for that long. So. Extremely tough and durable, but just keeping the pressure on him and constantly closing the distance on him that's what helped.
It goes to the judges' scorecards. What's going through your head?
I felt pretty confident that I was going to win that one. You know what I mean? The takedown in the first, the takedown in the second, even though a couple of times he scrambled and he was able to get on top. But I felt pretty confident that those takedowns were going to seal the round and just me being dominant. Third round, I knew, the second round, might have been a toss-up. But I got really good corners, you know what I mean? Like Mike Imparato is, he's knowledgeable, man. He knows his stuff. And not only does he know his fight, fight stuff, but he's his fight IQ is just also, in coaching IQ is just off the charts as well, right? So he was telling me, coming into that third round, don't get desperate. You're up 2 rounds, whether or not if I was up or not, you know what I mean? But just so that I wasn't fighting with a desperate attempt to try and shoot and take it to the ground again. And then obviously he came out with that flying knee, expecting me to be desperate. I just kicked his legs off from underneath him, got on top. And I was trying my best to try and get some heavy ground and pound shots in, past his guard and whatnot. Some people, I saw a lot of criticism for kind of laying on top of him, and it's tough because you got 2 high-level jiu-jitsu guys. You don't want to give those guys inches, right? Like you give them an inch, they take a mile, right? So, and you can see that from a couple of times, giving him an inch, trying to get in those little scramble exchanges. Once again, he gets on top. You know what I mean? He's dangerous on top, right? So, we did what we had to do, but I couldn't fight. I couldn't have fought any other way to beat this guy. You got to pressure that guy to beat him, and that's what I had to do that night.
And the fans aren't signing your next UFC contract. You know what I mean? You got to get the win. That's the most important thing, especially coming after 2. So I think that's kind of irrelevant what people think. How do you celebrate after a win like that? Like I said, first UFC victory, long road getting here, and again, 2 losses coming in.
Right back in the gym. That's how you celebrate.
Oh, did you really?
You know
So
what I mean?
you went. So what? No, but that night, did you enjoy yourself at all or no?
Of course, you know what I mean. You're spending a night in Vegas. You'd be crazy not to, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as we got back to this, we're right back in the gym, right back to the drawing board. We're studying the tapes. You know, where a million things that I can improve on, and that's good, right? So it's because the next fight's not going to be any easier.
I was looking at the betting lines. I think you were almost like a plus 200 underdog when the lines closed. Did you have anyone reach out saying they won any money or any close family and friends bet on you?
Yeah, I did. Actually, a bunch of people. I've been underdog for the last 3 fights, right, or 2 fights.
Mm-hmm.
Where I've probably been underdog my entire life, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of people were reaching out, and I said the same response every time. I was like, "You owe me 10%."
Yeah, well, or a nice dinner. That's what I always say. Take you out for a steak dinner, not like a regular place, like not like a Montana's. We need like a keg or something nice. Those who don't know what we're talking about, these are Canadian chains. So yeah, something high class, right?
Yeah. No, I was making poking fun of some of my friends because I knew that a few of them had bet. I just, as long as they don't tell me before, because you know what I mean, it's kind of bad karma. But yeah, if they made some money, reach out. I accept Bitcoin, whatever.
Yeah, all currencies, right? Yeah, there you go. That's great. What's been the feedback like, not only just from, you know, Canadian MMA fans, but also, you know, being from Adrenaline, that gym with so much history, and getting a big win for that gym as well? What's it been like, you know, post fight?
Yeah, it's been really nice. You know, a lot of the Canadian MMA fans have reached out and said a lot of kind things, and I feel like there's a new sense of pride, you know, that I hold now, and you know, just being that I had a good performance and I made Canada proud for once, right? So, or once again. But I think this one means a little bit more because once again, it's on the largest, you know, stage. Yeah. I was able to do it. So, but yeah, you know, and it's actually the same thing for having Adrenaline and, you know, Mark Hominick in my corner, and just having, you know, seeing us back in the winner's circle again. It's just like, you know, it's a step in the right direction.
How many more fights do you have left in your contract? Because this was fight number 3. Did you get a 4-fight deal when you signed, or what's the latest on that?
I have a 4-fight.
Okay. So is that something, I mean, since you're coming off a win, are you able to renegotiate? What's the latest? I know your manager, by the way, Daniel Rubenstein, had a nice tweet after you won the fight.
Yeah. You know what? I haven't really talked to him just yet about all that stuff. I would imagine that, you know, we're probably going to see a quick turnaround. You know, I'm under a 21-day suspension right now, but I'm sure as soon as that's up, you know, we'll be hearing something very soon about some sort of booking. And I want that too, right? I'm fresh, I'm hungry, I want to get back in there right away. So
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. You know, we'll worry about all the other stuff after.
You were telling me off air that there's no direct flights from Vegas to Toronto. So how did you get home, and how long did it take? I'm curious about that.
Oh, it was a battle, right? And the other thing too is, like, you know, if we would have flew to Canada, like landed in Toronto, then we would have been stuck with that mandatory quarantine hotel. Right. No, the hotel. We have to quarantine regardless, but the hotel, right? And it's like, it's a huge expense. 3 days hotel, like, it's just the garbage, right? So, I don't know if we should be saying this online, or on there, but anyway, we ended up doing this like crazy travel to Buffalo, and then walking across the border. Okay. To bypass that quarantine hotel, and then we still have 14 days at home, whichever. But yeah,
it was better than doing that and eating the crappy food. Like, I talked to Tanner Bozer, he was telling me about everything that he had to do when he came back from the Latifi fight. It sounds brutal. Meals are bad, and you're paying like $20. Like, it's not even worth the money you're getting, right? So
yeah, I'm thankful that we had this little loophole that we could pull through. You know what I mean?
But I don't think, to be honest, I don't think Trudeau is watching this interview, so I think we're good. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Shutting down those walk across borders, and then I screwed up for everybody else.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You mentioned it there. You want a quick turnaround. Like, ideally, when would you like to get back in there? Do you sort of have an idea in your mind when you want to have your next fight? It seems like you're pretty healthy coming out of the fight.
October, November, December, anything like that. Yeah. I think it's better. You know what I mean? Because like, there's a lot of, you know, once again, there's a lot of holes. So, you know, the longer the better. So I can kind of clean up some of this stuff. Because honestly, like, now that I've got that first win out of the way, and a lot of the UFC jitters are out of the way, and I'm starting to feel getting my footing and whatnot, like, I want to run for a title shot. So, you know, I think the flyweight division has definitely some room and opportunity for that to happen. You know what I mean? In a relative quick time, maybe. I don't know. So, I want to make sure that I'm well prepared for any opponent, so that, you know, when you know, if all of a sudden this Dark Knight fight comes out of nowhere, we're ready, and we don't have to get ready, right? Yeah,
you're already good to go. Any opponents in mind? I mean, you are coming off a win here, so I'm sure you got a little bit of an idea of, you know, who you want to have your next fight against.
Yeah, I have a little bit of an idea, but like once again, there's so much that's going on in this division,
Mhm.
and it's hard to call too, man. It's very hard to call. So I just
Leave
want
it
to
up
see
to your
some of these
coaches and
guys.
manager, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to those guys this time. You know what I mean? Earlier on in my career, I was able to kind of pick and choose, but like I hope after this, like the UFC, they kind of have a, they believe in me a little bit better, and they want to see me grow as a Canadian athlete. So they'll give me a couple of good fights.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, we're sort of figuring out now. There's been some rumblings about what's going to happen next at the top of your division. Again, just as a fan here, what would you like to see next for Brandon Moreno? There's some rumblings that Cody Garbrandt might get to come straight down and get that title shot. Do you think that's kind of a slap in the face to the rest of the flyweights who've worked their way up?
I mean, yeah, kind of, because that's part of the deal, right? Like
Yeah.
he comes down, but at the same time, he's going to be cutting a lot of weight, whatever. So we'll see. Yeah, I think there's a lot going on in this division. I want to see how this all plays out. That's why I'm not going to be quick to start calling guys out. Let's see how this
For
all
sure.
plays out.
Yeah. I see both sides of it. I see it from Moreno's side too. Garbrandt is the biggest name in the division if he does come down, but at the same time, you just lost a fight decisively and now you're getting a title shot. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
we're being Canadian here. We're looking at both sides of things, right? We're being neutral on the topic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just curious your thoughts on that. And last question, what's the plan for the rest of the week? I know you're quarantining, but got any TV you're catching up or playing any video games? What are you doing this week?
We're doing push-ups, sit-ups, and squats.
Okay. Nice.
And
Little home workout.
maybe the occasional. That's it. That's it, man.
Fair enough.
Staying hungry. We're staying hungry.
Speaking of hungry, any good food you've been eating this week?
You know what? I got my friends over at NutriFarms Inc. and they're sending me a bunch of tomahawk steaks. So I'm looking forward to seeing those in the mail. Actually, I get a nice barbecue going off while I'm here.
Smart man. Malcom, thanks so much for doing this, man. And again, congratulations on getting that first UFC victory. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I just want to say a huge thanks to everybody that's watching this show. And if they've been a fan of me throughout my entire career, I want to say thanks for the support. NutriFarms Inc., Adrenaline Training Center, Toronto Top Team for offering me a home throughout this entire camp. My grappling buddy, coach, friend, mentor, Mike Imperato. Boxing coach, Irfrem Newsy, once again, my head guy, Mark Hominick there at once again, Adrenaline Training Center. If you guys in London, check those guys out. In Toronto, check the other gyms out. And I appreciate you guys all.